This is what the media shows you. It shows you a world of perfectionists, where every woman has the perfect body, the perfect face, and features. The average person is exposed to 5,000 ads per day. Advertisers tend to emphasize sexuality and the importance of attractiveness in order to sell a product. Society needs to recognize that the media is controlling the way we feel about ourselves. 25-year-old Bridget Valdez, a resident from the city of Desert Hot Springs, believes that the media has influenced her as well.
I just didn't see any role models to inspire me, and when I was young I was bullied, and that was hard for me, just feeling depressed, and just coming home it wouldn't help my cause when I would see on TV all these skinny people, and I would just question, how do I fit into this world if all I see is skinny girls?
Michelle Romero, a communications major at Cal State Dominguez Hills, she feels that the media has influenced the way she thinks about her body.
Because on every media platform that you go on, either internet, your phone, for Instagram, your social media, every single thing is a representation of a certain body type, which is the skinnier body type. And I believe that it's popularized by the media that you have to look a certain way in order to be beautiful. And
Professor Villanueva at Cal State Dominguez Hills emphasizes on women's studies.
I think one of the major consequences of media is sort of the hidden messaging in music videos, movies, social media. It's part of our culture, so we have now a society that consumes media at a large quantity. And women, especially in Hollywood and in music videos, it's a constant target of exploiting the image of women sexually. And that leads to a lot of unconscious decision by women about what they're going to dress, what makeup they're going to wear, how they're going to walk, how they're going to look, behaviors that perhaps we don't necessarily think about or process consciously, but we do unconsciously, because we want to meet that value in the media where we want to be seen as beautiful. And beauty in that sense has value, and this is all unconscious.
97% of women have something negative to say about their bodies.
So when I was younger, I was an obese child, and I was always bullied, and it was horrible. I was bullied because I was a plus size. There was times that I had suicide thoughts because the bullying was so strong, and I would never want someone else to go through that bullying.
Growing up, I did experience, my own family members say like, oh, you're beautiful, your face is beautiful, but your body, you need to lose weight. And it was something that felt really bad because, they were saying like your beauty wasn't complete. You're an incomplete person because you don't fit the standard of being, slim.
If in elementary there is a young little girl that's a little heavier than her other friends and schoolmates, she's probably going to get bullied more because I want you to tell me how many Disney princesses are not thin, or how many characters in cartoons that resemble beauty are not thin. They're very, very few. I cannot even think of none. And usually the mean characters or the bullies or the grotesque characters seem to be the heavier ones. It's the same thing in racial narratives. The darker figures are the mean figures, the bad figures. So when there's little boys and girls, and unconsciously they're not analyzing this and that, they just see, mimic, imitate. When they see a little girl that's heavier, she's not as good, she's not as beautiful, she's not as popular, and they react to that, and it's all unconscious. And that has to do with changing our media, taking control of media. The more women participate in media, the more we can portray the realities of women, and all realities can be beautiful and are beautiful, so that the portrayal of women on TV can be more diverse.
The media tries to convince you that you are not perfect, but they are wrong. The average woman gets about 180 minutes of media exposure daily. 80% of women are dissatisfied with their bodies. Women tend to be influenced by what they see in the media. Many women will start to see their imperfections. Women will do anything to achieve the goal of thin. They will do anything to fit into the society of thin representation. They will hate what they see in the mirror. And they will try to reach the goal to be thin.
Shopping experience was horrible just because I couldn't buy the pretty stuff. I would always have to go to the plus size sections, and most of the times plus size sections are just mainly felt like for older people, not really for young people. And paying that extra money for someone in a low income environment wasn't really good, so I would have to deal with buying older people clothes.
Growing up, I feel like I never was comfortable in my own skin, for the reason that a certain clothing didn't fit you. It was like, I have to go up a size, or certain things like that. Or, Hispanic women, some of us, not all of us, but, are a little curvy, and, some of the clothes isn't made for our body type.
So once women are outside the lens of the camera, it becomes a little bit different to try to portray what we see on TV. One, in real life, you don't have people constantly putting makeup on you. In real life, you don't have people editing your facial features, your nose, your cheekbones, the size of your eyes. You don't have a set of staff editing the size of your waist, editing the color of your clothing. Every single minute thing that a woman is able to portray on camera, she cannot do it outside of the camera lens. But we see it constantly, and then we have this expectation that we must look like that person to be able to retain a sense of beauty and to feel beautiful. So our body image starts taking a toll. We base our beauty based on those images, and we cannot achieve it because, again, we don't have a staff of people or computer altering our image at all times, and it may become a process of feeling self-conscious, of feeling less beautiful, of becoming too entertained on the way we look and not on the things that we value, such as school, our jobs, our family. So it can really impact the way we think and the way we behave and what we think of ourselves physically.
Yes, I felt like my body image definitely affected me in participating in extracurricular activities, for the reason that, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. So even playing sports, I had to wear, I was in basketball, and I wouldn't wear shorts that were close to my skin. I would wear the boy shorts. I would wear boy shirts. So, I would play comfortably, and also I don't know, it was a whole mental thing, that I just wasn't comfortable with myself.
At a very young age, ever since we're in elementary, when we're in middle school, if a young lady is not thin, if a young lady is a fuller figure, they're automatically targeted as fat and ugly. And it happens to some men too, but it happens at a higher rate to women than it does to men.
It's a very hard pill to swallow when you're young and you don't fit into that circle. It has an effect on you, on your self-esteem, and your self-esteem, can venture on to make you feel, very negatively about yourself and not feel comfortable in your own skin.
I was never going to be perfect enough for an industry that defines perfection from the outside in.
Ashley Graham has been the first plus-size model to be shown in the media, regardless of her weight. She has encouraged many women to love themselves the way they are.
But you know, people in the fashion industry actually told me that I would never be in magazines, let alone the covers of them. Well, I guess we've proven them wrong. 5 covers in a little over a year. And I was one of the very first curvy models to be featured in Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Never let anybody tell you that you can't. I have achieved and am still achieving what was seemingly impossible. My goal is to give a voice to young women. To give a voice to young women who struggle to find someone they can look up to. For girls who struggle to look inside the mirror and say, I love you. For women who feel uncomfortable expressing their confidence they've locked away inside themselves.